It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Thank you, gentlemen. Well, from movies to documentaries, we're very excited. The 17th International Encounters Documentary Film Festival starts today in Cape Town and in Johannesburg, and it's definitely showcasing some of the best documentaries the world has to offer over 10 days with 101 screenings. It definitely is an experience not to miss, with the material designed to excite, provoke, challenge, entertain, and also inspire you. So joining us in studio this morning to take us through some of the best international documentaries this year, festival programmer Jenna Bass. Jenna, nice to have you back. So a little bit earlier on, we spoke about some of the best documentaries from the African continent, but now we're spreading our wings a little bit. On the international front, what do we have? The Visits, I think, is first up.
Yeah, well, that's a very, very unusual documentary. It's a sci-fi documentary about something that hasn't even happened, which is, of course, quite unusual. So it's a film that looks at the prospect of what if alien spacecraft was to arrive on planet Earth. And the film ropes in the UN Department for Outer Space Affairs and NASA and the UK's Defence Ministry, all kind of cooperating in this experiment to be like, what if this happened? How would they respond? But the way that they kind of handle the interviews, they have all these kind of representatives of governments and institutions interviewing this alien and being like, why have you come and why are you here and how do you see us and what can we tell the people of the world about why you're here? So it's this amazing documentary that's like makes you start thinking, you know, how would I feel if that were to happen, and how would an alien see us? So it brings up all these kind of very big philosophical questions.
Gets one thinking.
Definitely.
Should a UFO arrive? It should be interesting. All right, and then we also have Citizen 4.
Yeah, a very, very, very important documentary and really wonderful, a recipient of the Best Documentary Oscar this year. And it's also our opening night film at Encounters this evening. Basically uncovering the story of Edward Snowden's whistleblowing about the NSA's invasion of privacy of American and global citizens. Very important film for the world, but also especially for South Africa, with our increasing concerns about privacy and freedom of speech and national surveillance. So a very important film, and I recommend everyone tries to come watch it.
All right. And then last one we were talking about this morning is called Approaching the Elephant. Now, with a title like that, it sounds like it should be coming out of the African continent. But what is that one all about?
Well, I watch a lot of documentaries as my job in programming for the festival, and this is one that I've just haven't been able to forget. It's set in a free school in America. It's the 262nd free school in the world. And free school is essentially a school that experiments with direct democracy. So everything is decided by vote by really, really young kids, who are the kids of the school, and all the classes are voluntary and there's no rules. So if a kid has a problem with a teacher or wants to, learn ballet dancing today, they call a meeting and they have, a vote about whether this can happen. So the film follows the progress of the school over the course of a year and kind of all the chaos and just, craziness that this way of schooling brings. So it's just this wonderful insight into not just education, but the way that, people, of all ages try and get along with each other despite all the differences that we may have.
Awesome. Well, definitely some exciting documentaries to come out from this year's Encounters Film Festival. Just a quick recap, what can people expect in a nutshell, both international from African continent as well? What can they walk away with?
Well, I think something we try to do every year at Encounters is just kind of to reappraise what is documentary and what can be done and what can be said with documentary. So you'll find films that science fiction documentary and a comedy and romance and like road trips and kind of important kind of political commentary and kind of a bit of everything that's happening around the world and all the different kind of ways in which people are expressing it.
So definitely something for everyone. Jenna, thank you so much for joining us this morning, the Encounters International Documentary Film Festival programmer this morning. But don't miss this. A whole lot to expect and experience this year from the Encounters Film Festival. It runs from today up until the 14th of June in Johannesburg and in Cape Town. And if you would like to browse a full program and also screening venues, you can do so at www.encounters.co.za. Don't miss this. It's going to be incredible.